Kharkov operation of 1942, the Second Battle of Kharkov or the Kharkov disaster, was a major battle of the Great Patriotic War. The offensive of the Soviet troops began as an attempt at a strategic offensive but ended in the encirclement and almost complete destruction of the advancing forces of the Red Army, Operation Fridericus. Due to the disaster near Kharkov, a rapid advance of the Germans on the southern section of the front towards Voronezh and Rostov-on-Don became possible, followed by a move towards the Volga and progress into the Caucasus, see Operation Blue. After the successful repulsion of the German offensive in the Battle of Moscow, Stalin decided to begin offensives in all directions. The military industry, deployed beyond the Urals, was supplying an increasing amount of armaments. The Red Army was replenished with another conscription. All of this not only allowed for the reinforcement of the active units of the Red Army but also for the creation of 9 reserve armies of the High Command. In the second half of March 1942, the Military Council of the Southwestern Direction, Supreme Commander Marshal S.K. Timoshenko, a member of the Military Council N.S. Khrushchev, and the head of the operational group of the Direction I.H. Bagramian, appealed to the Supreme High Command with a proposal to conduct an offensive operation by the forces of the Bryansk, Southwestern, and Southern fronts with the aim of defeating the opposing enemy groupings and enabling Soviet troops to advance to the line of Gomel, Kiev, Cherkasy, Pervomaisk, and Mykolaiv. The HQ reviewed this proposal and rejected it, as at that time it did not have a sufficient number of prepared reserves to reinforce the troops of the southwestern direction for such a large-scale offensive. In response to this, the Military Council expressed a desire to review the proposed plan with the aim of somewhat reducing the scale of the operation, as well as the request for additional forces and resources. However, the revised plan submitted to the High Command a few days later was rejected for the same reasons. The command of the Southwestern Front then proposed a plan for a more limited operation in the Kharkov area, which it suggested to conduct with only the forces of that front, and it had no doubts about its successful implementation. The High Command agreed to this persistent proposal. One of these offensive operations was the Kharkov operation. In case of success, the offensive near Kharkov would have allowed to cut off the Southern Army Group, pin it against the Sea of Azov, and destroy it. In January-March 1942, the troops of the Southwestern Front conducted an offensive in the area of Izium, as a result of which a bridgehead was created on the western bank of the Seversky Donets River near Barvenkovo, opening the possibility for further offensives on Kharkov and Dnipro. The main supply base of the 17th Army in Lazova was captured, and the railway line Dnipro-Stalino, which supplied the 1st Panzer Army of the Wehrmacht, was cut off. With the onset of the spring thaw at the end of March, the offensive was halted.